Hello everyone, this is Helios Raven. I tell you how to do it, even if you don't care. And we're going to start off our in-depth look of the Orcs in Battlefleet Gothic with the Orc Kill Cruiser. The Kill Cruiser had 10 hit points, speed 20 centimeters, turns 45 degrees, 1 shield, front armor 6, side armor 5, rear armor 4, with 1 turret. So looking at this is one of these ships where it gets weaker as it passes by its enemy targets. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Armament-wise, it's got port heavy guns. Those are the orc guns that don't gain any range benefit bonus and count as doing 2 points of damage for each one successful dice, for each successful hit. It has a range of 15 centimeters, firepower 4 in its left arc. It also has port guns, which are 30 centimeters, D6 firepower, and fire on its left side. It's got starboard heavy guns with strength 4 and fire on its right arc at 15 centimeter range. Starboard guns, which is 30 centimeters, D6 strength, and fire on its right arc. And then it's got a POW heavy guns, which is range 15 centimeters, strength 6 in its front arc, and a POW guns in its 45 centimeters, strength D6 plus 2 in its front arc. So overall, this is a really nice close quarters combat gun. Like I say, it does have a 45-degree range, but what the problem is since it's only a D6 roll plus 2, you run the risk of getting 3, and at 45 degrees, 3 dice usually ends up being 1. So, like I said, these guys are more built for close quarters combat. And a note is, the Orc Cruiser may replace its POW heavy guns with a torpedo launcher, speed 30 centimeters, strength D6 plus 2 at no extra cost. And if fitted with the torpedo launcher, the cruiser may carry boarding torpedoes, which have a speed 20 centimeters at strength D6 plus 2 at a cost of 5 points. So it's not bad. This is a really nice cruiser. I actually like it a lot. I definitely probably between the two of them carry more kill cruisers than I would of the other cruiser, which we're going to talk about now, which is the Orc Terra ship. The Orc Terra ship has the same stats as the kill cruiser: hit points 10, speed 20, turns 45, 1 shield, front armor 6, side armor 5, rear armor 4, and 1 turret. But its difference, it differentiates with its armaments. It's got port guns, range 30 centimeters, strength D6 on its left arc, and then a port launch bay with 2 squadrons of fighter bombers and assault boats. And then it's got a starboard gun at 30 centimeter range with D6 strength on its right, that fire in its right arc, and then a starboard launch bay with 2 squadrons of fighter bombers and assault boats. The fighter bombers move at 25 centimeters and the assault boats move at 30 centimeters. It's got a POW guns at 45 centimeter range with D6 plus 2 firepower in its front arc, and a POW heavy guns at 15 centimeters with firepower strength 6 and its front arc. This is a nice support ship. You definitely would have, like, if you did this, it'd have at least, you'd probably get a nice, like, 2 of these to support the kill cruiser, or vice versa, get 2 kill cruisers and have this guy there to protect them with its fighter bombers, and then just bring up the rear when the kill cruisers pass by whatever they're attacking. Between them, both of them, it really all depends. Like, if you know you're going to be fighting a ordnance-heavy army like the Tau, you want to invest in the Orc Terra ship. If you're going to be fighting something like Chaos or the Imperial Navy, or Eldar, you definitely want you'd want more kill cruisers. So they're on equal playing field. It's really at that point what your type of taste is with your combat vessels. Also note, the Orc Terra ship may replace its POW heavy guns with a torpedo launcher at strength D6 plus 2 at no extra cost, and it may be fitted with boarding torpedoes at additional 5 points at a strength D6 plus 2 if you decide to give it the torpedo launcher. And that was it for the cruisers. And so, since we still have plenty of time here, we're going to move on to the escort ships. The first one is the Onslaught attack ship. The Onslaught attack ship was an escort with 1 hit point, speed 20 centimeters, turns 45 degrees, shields 1, front armor 6, side armor 4, turrets 1. And this was armed with a guns battery of 30 centimeters, D6 firing strength, front arc. This was a pretty decent ship, but out of all of them, I'd say it's not my favorite out of them, because I don't like because its armament is pretty decent, but I just don't think it's that great. There's another ship that I kind of like a little bit better, personally. So out of all of them, it's not a bad escort, but it's not my preferred choice if I ever had an orc army. The next escort is the Savage Gunship. The Savage Gunship has same stats as the Onslaught attack ship, but its armament was armed with heavy guns, 15-centimeter range, firepower 4 front. This is a really nice escort because it can do a max of 8 damage if you get really lucky on the dice rolls, which is why I kind of like this one a little bit better because yes, it has a shorter range, but with the orcs, like I said, their weapon batteries function better at closer range combat, so that's why I think these guys are a little bit better than the onslaughts, just because of that function. And that's basically all I got to say on the Savage Gunship. And the next one is the Ravager Attack Ship. The Ravager Attack Ship had the same stats as the Savage, with the exception of it had 2 turrets instead of 1, which is really nice. So it has better off against offensive armies because it can defend itself a little bit better. And it has a torpedo servo of 30-centimeter range with strength D6 front arc and weapon battery strength 2 front arc. Now, this isn't that great of a ship in terms of some of the other ones here, but it's got nice ordnance control where you can launch torpedoes from it and kind of scatter out the field a little bit, especially if you're dealing with like Eldar and such. And it's got a D6, so you have a chance of getting 6 torpedoes, which is really nice. So I think this is a nice complementary ship to go with some of the other like the cruisers that you have here. So this is also a really neat one. And the last cruiser, the escort that they have is, personally, I kind of get a kick out of this one every time I see it. It's called the Brute Ram Ship. The Brute Ram Ship is an escort with 1 hit point, 25-centimeter range, so it's a little bit faster. Oh, my apologies. The Ravager attack ship, I forgot to mention, has a speed of 20 centimeters, while the Savage Gunship has speed 25. That's the only difference between the two, aside from the turrets. So it's a little bit slower than the Savage, but it makes it up by having more turret defenses. And the Brute Ram ship, sorry to get off track there, it has a speed 25 as well, turns 90 degrees, which is really nice, 1 shield, front armor 6, side armor 4, 1 turret. And it has a gun battery of 30 centimeters, firepower 2, front, left, right arc. Now, out of all of them, you'd go like, this is probably like not the best one out of all of them. You know, the Onslaught's at least got the D6, but what this guy has, which is one of my favorite things about him, is it has a special, basically it's got a giant knife sticking out the front of the ship, which allows it to, when it flies at top speeds and does a ramming attack, it rolls 4 dice to damage an opposing ship when it rams, which is really awesome. So it's an escort, but it counts like a small cruiser because usually an escort, when ramming, would only roll 1 dice. He gets to roll 4, and I'm like, that's just awesome. The orcs made one of their cruisers a ramming ship. That's basically a crippled cruiser, which is, I think, really cool. And so I like that a lot as well, which is why I kind of like those. I'd probably run a bunch of those if I ever did the orc army myself. And believe it or not, that is it for all the ships for the orcs. Now, like I said, the Kill Cruiser and the Terror are both equally good ships. It really all depends what kind of play mode you're going for. So if you want more ordnance, then you want the Terror ship. If you want to have guns blazing all over, then definitely the Kill Cruiser. In terms of escorts, again, I think the Onslaught is really nice if you want a lot of extra weapon batteries, but I personally would probably take the Ravager attack vessel over it, or the Savage Gunship, because the Savage Gunship can do more damage in the long run because it can do a max of 8, whereas the attack troop can only do 6. And when it comes down to it, that extra 2 hit damage points is really, really worth it, and it makes a lot of difference. The Ravager ship is great because it has torpedoes, and the Brute Ram ship is great because you could say, I just destroyed that cruiser with an escort, which I just think is just really satisfying when that happens. And so we're running out of time. We'll continue on with the Armada Handbook when we come back. So until next time, this is Helios Raven, signing off.